Hello friends, I am Guna Madhivanan, Current Affairs Faculty at Offices IAS Academy. In this video, we will be discussing our 112th Current Affairs hit list topic, that is regarding RCEP. Friends, what is this RCEP? Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. It is a proposed free trade agreement between 16 countries. It is a proposed free trade agreement between 16 countries. What are those 16 countries? 10 Asian countries. 10 Asian countries, right? Then we have India, China, Japan, South Korea, Australia, New Zealand, right? So 16 countries totally. But however, India, it decided to opt out of this 16 member grouping. So why India decided to opt out of this regional comprehensive economic partnership grouping? The reason is trade deficit. The reason is trade deficit. Friends, if this free trade agreement comes into force, almost 70% of goods coming from China to India will become tariff free. 70% of goods coming from China, Australia, New Zealand will be tariff free. Similarly, 90% of goods coming from Japan, South Korea, Asian countries will become tariff free. 90% of goods coming from Japan, South Korea, Asian countries will become tariff free. So, because of this reason, this is one of the important reason, already even before RCEP coming into force, already we have a trade deficit of more than $100 billion with this grouping. The 15 countries in this grouping, we have $100 billion deficit already, in which more than 50% is coming from China alone. So, already we have a huge deficit. When we are going to participate in this grouping, then the deficit will further widen. But whether trade deficit is the only reason for opting out of RCEP? No. We had other legitimate concerns. So, what are our other concerns to opting out of RCEP? That we will see in this video. Right. So, as I said, trade deficit. So, already we have $105 billion of trade deficit with RCEP countries. With China alone, it is going to be $52 billion, right. So, when we sign this FTA, there is going to be zero tariff on several goods, that is going to further widen our trade deficit. Other concerns, friends, quickly we will go through. So, India was demanding a liberalized service regime, that is, so we were asking, so we have a comparative advantage in service sector, we all know that. So, we wanted a relaxed entry on various service products from India to other countries, but other countries were reluctant. They felt that Indian service sector will hijack the opportunities, particularly job opportunities in other countries. So, they were reluctant, they were not okay in allowing a liberalized entry of our service products into their countries, right. Then dairy imports. So, New Zealand they wanted to export more dairy products to India. When we sign this FTA, then dairy products from New Zealand will easily enter India. But remember, more than 50% of population of our country, they depended on farming activity, and the farmers, they primarily depend on farming. Their secondary source of income is coming from livestock rearing, dairy products. By selling dairy products, they are making their secondary source of income, right. When crops fail, livestock, they give some sort of income for their sustenance. India has the world's largest livestock population, friends. So, when we allow their dairy products, New Zealand's dairy products, to enter India without any tariff, then our farmers will suffer. Our farmers cannot compete with such cheap products from New Zealand. So, India was saying we have to put a higher tariff on dairy products coming from New Zealand, but the grouping was not accepting. Wheat and sugar imports. Australia they are good in wheat and sugar. So, Australia want a liberalized entry of wheat and sugar into India. India says no, again same reason, right? Wheat and sugar, we know how important for India with respect to agriculture. So, agriculture, lot of people are dependent on, more than 5 crore people directly or indirectly dependent on sugar and sugar based industries, right? And we know a lot of farmers who are growing they grow crops during rabi season, they go for growing wheat. So, if we are going to allow a liberalized entry of wheat and sugar products from Australia, then again our farmers will be affected. We said no, we cannot allow that, there should be restriction, but the grouping was not okay with that. Base rate for customs duty. The base rate, the base year, as of now 2014 is being used as the base year for discussion. That is, let us assume in 2014 in India, what was the tariff structure? Assume that a product coming from China, we are taxing it as 10% in 2014. The grouping says that we should take 2014 as the base year. In 2014, what was the tariff which India was having? So, India was having 10% tariff. So, that 10% tariff, the 2014 tariff should be the base. From that base, we will negotiate and we will reduce. But India says that is not fair, we will take 2019 as the base. 2014 is very old. RCEP will be coming into force in 2022. Let us take 2019 as the base. In 2019, what was the tariff? From that tariff, let us negotiate and let us reduce. But the grouping was not okay with that. Auto trigger mechanism. India was saying, see, India already has huge trade deficit. If India is going to become a part of RCEP, the trade deficit will further widen. So, India says, okay, let us go with this FTA. But however, if the imports exceeds a particular limit, then we will have some sort of tariff. That is called as auto trigger mechanism. For example, now if the trigger is 100 units, that means now from China I am importing 100 mobile phones. For 100 mobile phones there will be no tariff, but for 101st mobile phone there will be tariff. So, India was proposing a auto trigger mechanism, that is, up to a limit, let there be FTA, let there be a free trade up to a limit. When the limit is exceeded, when the imports are exceeding a limit, then we will come up with an auto trigger mechanism. Even that was not appreciated well. Then rule of origin. So, India was saying that this RCEP grouping should not be misused by other countries, right. Now, let's imagine, okay, some XYZ country, they may reroute their products from this China or other countries. Some XYZ country may reroute the products via this RCEP grouping, and if it enters India, then India will be facing a loss. Let us say if a product coming from XYZ country, India is putting a tax of 20%. If same product XYZ country, if it reroutes via Asian countries, if it reroutes via China, assume the product comes into India at zero tariff. So, India said there should be a clear cut mention of rule of origin, where the product has been manufactured, that origin stamp should be very, very important in order to not to misuse this grouping. Even that point was not well appreciated, though it was discussed, but what is the end product? That is what we have to see. Then MFN, we all know about MFN, most favored nation status. It is a non-discriminatory status. MFN status is a non-discriminatory status. When India is extending MFN status to Pakistan, assume India once gave MFN, then later we removed the MFN status to Pakistan. So, what is MFN? Briefly I will tell you. Friends, just imagine India, Pakistan, Bhutan. Okay. A product coming from Bhutan, tax is 10%. Same product coming from Pakistan, tax is 30%. That means we are discriminating. That means we are discriminating. Now imagine if India is giving MFN status to Pakistan. So MFN, it is a non-discriminatory status. Non-discriminatory status. When India gives MFN status to Pakistan, when India gives most favored nation to status to Pakistan, that means India says, India agrees that India will treat Pakistan the way India treats Bhutan. India will treat Pakistan the way India treats other countries with respect to trade. Now, goods coming from Bhutan, it is taxed at 10%. Same good coming from Pakistan, it is taxed 30%. There is no equality, there is discrimination, right? So, if India gives MFN status to Pakistan, India should tax only 10%. Only then India will treat Pakistan the way India treats Bhutan, right. So, here the demand of the RCEP countries is all the member countries should give MFN status to all others. That means India will be giving MFN to China, right. So, India giving MFN to China, that is going to backfire India, because a lot of concession will be given extended to China, that is going to be detrimental for India. So, India says no MFN, but still RCEP principle says we have to. Compulsory licensing. Friends, I have made an exclusive video on compulsory licensing, please go through that video. An exclusive video I have explained about compulsory licensing. So, Indian patent laws has a feature for compulsory licensing which the RCEP grouping are opposing. Okay, kindly go through in the form what India is having. Only once in 2012 we exercised this compulsory licensing, right. But however, even that is not being well accepted by the grouping. Then finally, evergreening of patents. That is, friends, according to Indian patent laws, particularly for pharmaceutical products. If you take a pharmaceutical product, friends, you take a drug, the drug will have two components, active pharmaceutical ingredient and passive pharmaceutical ingredient. It is the API which is the core drug, PPI which is an addition to the core drug, but it is API which is going to actually cure your problem, right. So, now assume G drug, G100, okay, assume G100, Guna's drug. I got patent for 20 years. Now, imagine I am not changing the API, the core part it remains the same, just I am changing the PPI. I do some cosmetic change to the drug, no big difference. The core drug remains the same, I do some cosmetic change and I again apply for patent. According to Indian patent laws, many countries they will give patent immediately. According to Indian patent laws, India clearly says there should be a change in API. If there is a change in API, we will renew the patent. If there is a change in API, we will give you one more patent. If there is no change in API, only cosmetic change has been done, then we will not give patent. Again, this evergreening of patents were also opposed by some countries in the RCEP grouping. Friends, some of the concerns which I have given here was addressed. Initial rule of origin, right, auto trigger mechanism, certain aspects were considered initially, later there was no big consensus among all the members. Okay, these are some important concerns apart from trade deficit. These are some other important concerns which gave us a legitimate reason to opt out of RCEP, right. Now, if any new country wants to be a part of RCEP, they have to go through 18 months of negotiations. There will be 18 months of talks. Only after that a new country can become a part of this RCEP grouping. Now, if India anytime wants to become a part of this RCEP, then very simple, we need not go through that 18 months of talks, because already India was a part of this discussion for several years. So, RCEP said that if India wants to become a member of RCEP, once again India has opted out. But if India wants, if India expresses its desire to be part of RCEP, India can immediately join. It need not wait for 18 months and all. Right friends, this is about the RCEP, right. So, here I have given some more information, you can go through, right friends. So, find out the right answer. I have given an MCQ based on the RCEP. So, find out the right answer and give in the comment section. I hope you like this video. I hope you like this video series initiative. Here I have given the features of my exclusive current affairs course. If you are interested, go through this. If you want to subscribe to this course, you can make a call to the number given here. Here I will be making exclusive current affairs live videos. I will be covering 1 year's current affairs. The recorded classes will also be given to you. You can watch it any number of time according to your convenience. I will be covering survey and budget exclusively under this course. I will also give you 1300 high quality MCQ along with the solution. Right friends, tomorrow I will meet you with another important, exciting, interesting topic. Till then, take care.